Hello and welcome to Butt Free Living here at interchangemag.com. I'm your host, Eddie Connor, and thank you for joining us today. We have a wonderful segment today called High Frequency Happiness. Now, there's always a problem with happiness. The first problem is a lot of people don't realize the importance of happiness or simply feeling good. It seems a lot more people than not have a tendency to not think that feeling good is a huge soul attribute as well as being happy. I believe that feeling good and happiness is the best marriage you can possibly have as long as you're inhabiting these human bodies. Now, a lot of people need people outside of them to make them feel good on the inside. And when you do that, you're actually relinquishing your power. What you want to do instead is find things that make you feel good, things that you appreciate, and things that uplift you from the inside out. Now, I have a philosophy that there are only two frequencies on this planet and throughout the entire universe. Those frequencies are high and low. Now, for me, a high frequency is when you're feeling rich, positive, feel-good thoughts from the inside out. Now, again, that's high frequencies are rich, positive, feel-good thoughts. Low frequencies, as they say in all of my classes and workshops, are when you feel poor, negative, bad thoughts. Now, when you have poor thoughts like, could the traffic get any more worse in Los Angeles? Not only is that a bad question, that's a poor, low-frequency thought. Now, high-frequency thoughts bring high-frequency people, places, circumstances, and situations, aka inner happiness. Low frequencies bring negative people, circumstances, and situations, aka unhappiness. Now, here's a wonderful example of utilizing the power of inner happiness while I was going from Burbank, California to New York City to do some really great workshops for singers, actors, and dancers, who, just FYI, are some of my favorite people on the planet. Now, as I'm sitting on the runway in Burbank, everyone's on the plane, they take us out on the runway, and they leave us on the tarmac for about 45 minutes. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to Los Angeles. It's a lovely city. It's called the City of Angels for a reason. And we're sitting out there, and for every minute that went by, everybody on the plane was getting more and more mad. Their frequencies got lower and lower and lower, more negative. They started yelling at the flight attendant, and the flight attendant couldn't make them happy for anything whatsoever. So what I realized that I should be doing is, while everybody on the plane, there was about 100 of us, while they were feeling low frequency, I decided to feel high frequency. So I began journaling, appreciating, and writing down all the good, positive thoughts I could think to write about. I appreciated the plane. I appreciated all of the safe trips that I had ever taken. Now, the plane finally did leave Burbank, and we flew into Vegas before we went to New York. Now, we all missed our adjoining flights, so everybody was furious. And I'm racing through the airport with my luggage going, everything is good. My life works great. I appreciate everything. And I ran right to my gate, and it was really funny because there were two people there, a man and a woman. And as soon as I walked up, I was still smiling and obviously feeling high-frequency energy. Well, they picked it up. Now, I've never been on this airline before in my entire life. And the gentleman said, step aside for just a moment, and he gave me a little twinkle in his eye. He winked at me. And I thought, okay, he knows what he's doing. I don't know his job. I took a step to the side, and about that time, my entire flight descended on that gate and started screaming at the woman and the guy. They were saying, I've got to get on this plane, and I'm going to sue this company. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. So the guy says, if you want to make your adjoining flight, run down 17 miles in 2 blocks to gate C24. Everybody went and tearing out of there like crazy. And I thought, do I need to tear down there too? And he said, come back over here. So now it's just the man, the woman, and me back at my original gate. So the woman put me in bulkhead, so I had all of this extra leg room. And about that time, one new person came up from our flight, and he started fighting. So the guy pulled me to the side. He gave me a ticket. I carried the stub today. It is in seat 3D, which is first class, by the window with no one beside of me. And I was so happy. I did not even know it was first class till I got on the plane. The gentleman said to me as I was walking away, I asked his name, I shook his hand, I thanked him and his coworker, and I said thank you, and I was really genuinely appreciating them. And he said, I feel that you're going to find this seat a lot more comfortable than the other one. And I said, well, thank you so much. And he said, I can spot nice people at 500 paces. Now that is the power of choosing to be happy inside yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to do something nice for you. Be nice to yourself, feel good inside of yourself, and find things that make you happy. When you do that, the rest of the world will respond, and that's the power of inner happiness. For more butt-free living, come back here to interchangemag.com. I've been your host, Hollywood's Butt Doctor, and thank you for joining me. For more about world tours or lectures that I'm doing across the country, go to eddieconner.com. We also want to thank worthingtonstudios.com for facilitating this really great space. Thanks so much, and have a butt-free day.